And I can assure you that the meeting I had yesterday with Honourable Boris Johnson and other foreign ministers from the Commonwealth, they actually declared a lot of solidarity, support, encouragement, and actually welcomed Zimbabwe into the Commonwealth. But we are saying, as the executive, as people who lead the people, we don't want to run and as the executive and then join the Commonwealth and then leave the people behind. We want to make sure that we are together with the people and we move with the people, because we are in a listening dispensation. And what you want is what we will do. Having said that, I hope I've triggered some few questions. I thought I should just highlight some of those issues which could be pertinent. But I know there are a lot of expectations, especially back home and out here. But I've always said that if you are moving, how do you measure progress? If you are moving from -15 and you've moved from -15 to 0 positive, is that progress or no progress? So you might be saying, we are not seeing visibly issues, but it's a process. It's not an event. And therefore, the best ambassadors whom I must thank for Zimbabwe especially are yourselves. Because it is what you say to your colleague here in the UK. It is what you tweet. It is what you say on social media. It is what you convey in your interactions, which will build perceptions about your own home and country. So there is no better ambassador than the Zimbabwean himself or herself, and also the business person who comes in to invest in Zimbabwe. So I would like to congratulate you for the job well done so far, because wherever we are traveling, we are getting this warm welcome throughout. I thank you.
I recommend we clap again to thank you. Thank you very much. The way forward now is, we are all anxious for that. It's question and answer time. And so we shall invite questions, and should there be many, then we shall take a few at a time and give the Honourable Minister an opportunity to respond to them until we all feel that our concerns have been exhausted. May I therefore invite questions, please? By show of hand, please. Yes, give him over there in the corner. Yes, please. It's not a crime to sit in the corner. Thank you.
Thank you. Right. I think I should begin by expressing my delight at meeting the Minister. I think people who brought in the new dispensation, I think you are the face of the new order, if I may say so, because you came on tele and we all saw you, so with that, and seeing you in person here makes a big difference. Right. Having said that, my question is not really a question, it's a plea. I think you've charged on the issue of remittances from here going back home. I think this is an issue that I've taken with the chairman of the Parliamentary Committee of the Foreign Affairs Parliamentary Committee chair when he did visit here. The problem we have here is the failure of this office to process to the full passport applications. That is causing a lot of problems. The situation in this country is that your work permit is in your passport. If you don't have a valid passport, you don't have a work permit, you are nobody. Right? So the process, that failure is kind of causing a lot of distress among people that are working here. They would even produce better, send more money home if they did have passports in time. I'm coming, and I've just skipped a conference. I'm attending a conference at the Trade Union Congress here in London. I've excused myself to attend to this one because the conversation there arises from what has been the news this week about people from Caribbeans who are probably being seen as non-persons because they have got valid documentation. So our work...
Thank you. Your point has been noted. Thank you very much. Would you please move to the next one? Thank you. The Minister will respond. Please give her... Hello. Thank you.
Oh,
sorry.
Hello. My name is Lucia. I work for NHS. I've been here for 25 years, and as you said, I've acquired a lot of skills. And recently, since the new dispensation in November, I was in Zimbabwe, and I was moved by the president's appealing to the diasporians like me. And then I decided to find my way, whereby now I've managed to mobilize highly skilled NHS professionals, from doctors to therapists, we are willing to embark on this project with me. In September, we are coming to Zimbabwe. My NHS, which I work for, are willing to sign up and support the NHS, this Zimbabwe Health in Zimbabwe, this Ministry of Health in Zimbabwe. But we are facing a few hiccups because of that. So I wonder if there's anything that you can help us, because this is NHS is willing to support and engage with Zimbabwe.
Okay. Down there, yes, thank you.
Good afternoon. I'd like to say first, I'd like to commend you for realizing that the issue in Zimbabwe is a branding issue. What I would like to hear from the Minister is that with the full recognition that it's a branding issue, what are you doing regarding the things that are going against the brand Zimbabwe? For instance, when you get a situation where nurses are summarily dismissed without due process, which communicates lack of rule of law, when you get demonstrators who demonstrated against the president being taken and tortured, and then when you talk about a minister who goes and chokes a civil servant and with impunity. Those kind of things makes it very difficult for us who are trying to sell Zimbabwe abroad to sell Zimbabwe. What is your intention, what is your plan in terms of addressing those issues and making sure that they don't happen?
Your questions are major. I'll take one more before the Minister forgets, please. Thank you. Yes, let's do that.
Good afternoon. My name is Musa, and thank you, Honourable. It's such an honor to meet you. My question, as you mentioned, dual citizenship. It is a great idea for us to have dual citizenship. I wanted to find out, where does it stand for our children who were born here but would like that connection in Zimbabwe? How can we facilitate? Is there something that can be done? Do they have dual citizenship or some form of visa that can be facilitated for that? Thank you.
Thank you very much. The Honourable Minister will respond to these first few questions, then we'll take some more. Honourable.
Okay. The first one is to do with failure to fully process
passport.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is your problem.
Minister, Honourable Minister, at independence, the embassy had all the stationery to process passports, and the embassy would, using the diplomatic bag, transmit the applications to Zimbabwe, and the Ministry of Foreign Affairs would hand the applications to the Registrar General's office, who would process the passports, produce them, give them to Foreign Affairs, and they would be sent back here by diplomatic bag, and the embassy would then give it to the individuals. When problems came along, that process was disrupted, and as we stand today, the embassy still has all the stationery to process the passport application. Everything, to the point of even taking the technical fingerprints and everything. But the embassy is now only allowed to do that processing, make sure everything is complete, and then give the application back to the applicant, who will find a way to submit this application back to Harare. And whoever is taking it, the applicant themselves, some sent to their relatives, some by DHL, has no other processing to do except to place it on the window of the Registrar General, and it is processed. It is at this stage that intervention is required, that the passports may be issued here, if possible at all. But this is the procedure at the moment. Honourable Minister.
Sure. Second question.
Are you answered?
No.
What I'm seeing about this matter is that it is obviously a process issue, and there must be a bottleneck somewhere where things are not working, and whether if are you sending the gentleman who asked the question, are the papers being sent to Harare?
Right. You have to look for someone to send them for you. In my case, I use DHL, right? And I could get somebody, forget that brother in Harare, who was able to leave his work and go and do it. And the present the process wasn't very, cheerful, because it doubts about the duplicate birth certificate which is certified here, and also to pay extra money to the process. But the one thing is, okay, I was lucky I got a brother in Harare, but if I wanted to get a brother, right? What if my neighbor's relative is in Zimbabwe or somewhere, right? So you can assume that everybody here is going to rent in Harare. So if it's done here, it's easier.
And we're paying twice.
No, I hear. What I want is a solution from you. What is the solution, madam?
My name is Sophia. I would like to ask a question. What's the problem?
I want the solution.
To give the solution. You spoke about the diplomatic bag. So why can't we have the diplomatic bag going to Harare? Because the solution here is we have Emirates is flying to Harare. You can make arrangements for the diplomatic bag to go via Emirates, because the application process is complicated at the moment, because last time when I was in Zimbabwe in September, I had to get a new ID for me to be able to apply for a passport. And a lot of people, they still have the zinc and paper IDs. So using Emirates would be ideal with the diplomatic bag.
Okay. I think that's basically what you're saying is that the situation must revert to where it was before. Where the applications were done here. Applications are done here, and they are sent through the diplomatic box.
Yes. Then our passports come.
And then they are sent back.
Yes.
Well, I think, all right, this matter is interministerial. And but what I'll do is I'll take this matter directly so that with my counterpart, Minister of Home Affairs, so that this matter should be dealt with and a new process which is efficient, particularly for UK. Yeah.
Scrub everything. New technology. On a touch of a button, you should have access by everything about me in a computerized system here. So forget about diplomatic bag, forget about all that. Simply needs a computerized system which on a touch of a button, everything can be done in this mission and cut off all this intermediary stuff that goes on. So all we need is investing in a computerized system to bring all the systems that on a touch of a button, literally a touch of a button, it reproduces the information the government has already about me. If I lose my Zimbabwean passport now, it's like a second mortgage to find another one. That is just not good enough. And I understand the interministerial difficulties, but the answer lies in a centralized, computerized system in which key agencies have access to it, so that people working in the mission can, on the simple touch of a button, have access to everything that they need to know about me to process my
Well, that's a brilliant solution, which obviously would eliminate in due course. And I'm sure that answers the colleague. Then the other issue is appeal to, highly skilled doctors. Madam, yes. What I think about the medical sector is that I think as medical people you need to really put your house in order. Why? And it's make investment decisions in Zimbabwe. And make sure that you make investment decisions in as far as putting up a structure, re-equipping with the latest equipment of the relevant medical equipment which is required, and then run hospitals which provide efficient services. That is one aspect. I will not mention about the medical health insurance scheme, but it is obviously something which already we are saying it must be revitalized so that everybody who is going to be in Zimbabwe can have an efficient medical health insurance scheme. But it is important that the medical people in the diaspora here should invest back home, build private hospitals, build specific centers, whether it's a heart hospital, or it's a cancer hospital, or it's a what hospital, whatever it is. And then bring in all the specialists who are highly skilled and who are stationed out here so that they can come back home.
I take your point, but at this moment, because I work in mental health services, I've been busy with the Ministry of Health already. There is a need at the moment to support the mental health services. That's why I'm
so you are coming?
We are coming, nearly 30 of us are coming to go. But what I needed was we need help in terms of allowing the NHS I work for are willing to link up with the Ministry of Health and work as in partnership. But there are steps that need to be taken which are a bit hindering us. At the moment we are going on a trial.
Bring those steps and we will cut them.
Yeah, that's why I'm
The Minister will proceed to the next question that has not been answered. May I?
There is the issue about the challenges facing the branding issue. I'll ask my colleague here to respond to that.
Thank you, Minister. I think the first thing that he pointed out is that there's issues around people being tortured for going against the president. I think let's move away from that kind of politics. It's a new dispensation. Trouble as Zimbabwe. You are not doing anyone any. What you have to realize is that you're sitting here in comfortable England, and if you have a situation where you now start propagating bad news, guess what? It's not me, it's not him who's going to be affected, but the people are out of the issue which we're propagating bad news where we're trying to get investment into the country. I don't expect that out of any Zimbabwe. Then there's the second issue which is choking and everything, with where there was in the press with Honourable Mkupe beat a civil servant to a pulp and choked him. It's primary season. My elections. People will come up with all kinds of nonsense. And that's why we say to our president, when we say it's with Tirins, oh, you don't go to that's why we won't bother to respond. Let's talk about business. Let's talk about investment. Thank you.
And the fourth question is on dual citizenship. The desire is for all Zimbabweans who are entitled by law to be Zimbabweans and to be able to gain their citizenship as Zimbabweans. And I'm saying those who are entitled by law. Well, I'm not sure if you are going to pick somebody somewhere from here, then you say you want to be a Zimbabwean. Even there are ways and laws which cover that. So all I can say is that if there are specific challenges which you are facing, in as far as your children are concerned, and that is the issue which I said, it should not be difficult to become a citizen of Zimbabwe. It must be easy, in fact. But if there are specific impediments, then those are the issues which I think would have to be raised so that they can be attended to.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Thank you very much. Shall we take the next round of questions, please? May I start with the gentleman in the corner, please?
Thank you, Honourable Minister, and all protocols observed. My question, or rather, whatever comment it is inspired by the peace and quiet I observed in coming into the embassy today. Normally, on a Saturday, we'll have all the drum beating and all the fanfare of the virtual entity group outside. And my assumption is that today they've been invited in here and they should be in here today. So that is a way of commending the new dispensation when we say Zimbabwe is off. And on that note, there's been a lot of talk from yourself, Honourable, about constitutionality and established entities and peoples and all that, and rights and all that. I note that our embassy, or rather the new dispensation, has not clearly pronounced, or to the generality of the diaspora, the purposes of the embassy. Because in the past order, the embassy's mandate had shifted, and people were really scared to come here in the past order. But currently, and as I note today, that there is no drum beating outside, which means Zimbabwe is now open to anyone. So in the new order, could it be the consular section, because they've been only reduced to issuing birth certificates and dealing with documentation, identity documentation, and no other specific issues or broadly found issues which are bedeviling Zimbabweans in the diaspora. So could we, going forward, establish then that openness? I believe it's part of your constituency, Honourable Minister. Well, I do observe that your constituency is very wide. It's internally and externally focused, which is intra and outra, because of the third entity in your mandate. However, if we could have a desk or whatever at the embassy here, where people, be it MDCT, whatever, out of the 128 parties, so they can clearly come and engage in a conversation for onward transmission to the central government in Zimbabwe. That aspect, we hope it will actually come back. We do have quite a lot of entities here. We've got ZANU-PF Party, Zambia.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. That will do for him. Your question has been noted and it shall be responded to. May I invite the gentleman right here, please?
I'm a Moyo from Montebello. I'm a chicken farmer. I'm in Zimbabwe. I'm a commercial and pedigree cattle farmer. This question, I know you are my minister because I'm domiciled here, but it's a question for the Minister of Agriculture. But I'm sure you can respond. We have seen a lot of changes in Zimbabwe, including the road to my rural home. It's fair and good. Now, there are many other areas which we will talk about as we see that you are beginning to walk the talk. Now, to my specific question, Montebello is known for cattle ranching. And I'm part of many Zimbabweans who never deserted Zimbabwe by investing in Zimbabwe. And one investment was in cattle farming. And we are in link with many other cattle farmers right around the world and in Zimbabwe. Now, our cattle attract a lot of money. Mount Hamden in Harare is open. I'm talking about the showgrounds in Bulawayo. I'm talking about those who don't know how to sell cattle. We sell cattle in auctions. So Mount Hamden in Harare is open. Where Showgrounds is open. Maswingo is open. Bulawayo Showgrounds auction place remains closed. Could you go back to television and commandeer whoever is sensible to open the showgrounds?
Thank you. I apologize. I didn't explain to you before. The minister was kind enough to introduce his delegation, and I was even kinder to introduce him to you. May we request that before you ask your question, you also introduce yourself to the minister, please. Now I'll take the third and last question in this segment. No, in this segment, your question that